Hi everyone, Carol Hale here, and I'm going to share with you how to get your small business found more easily on the #1 search engine, Google. So I wanted to share a little bit about what I've been running into. So I run a business called Hailstorm Press, and I design websites and run social media. I do a lot of different things. I do a lot of marketing, so I'm definitely in the business of promoting small businesses. And one of the things that I've noticed is that when it comes to getting found on Google, especially in smaller communities, we're missing a very easy and free resource that's available to everyone when it comes to getting found on Google. So I'm going to do a little tutorial here in just a minute, and I'm going to flip the screen around so you can actually see what I'm doing. But right now, if you're a small business owner, let me know in the comments where you're from, what you're struggling with your business. Is Google kind of a mystery for you, or is it something else? Is it maybe Facebook? But let me know where you're from, and I'd love to just kind of get to know you guys better. So I'm going to flip this around if I can. Let's see if I can. Oh goodness, here we go. Hold on just a minute. Let me see if I can share my screen. It's not letting me. Okay. Okay, so I am now, so what I wanted to share with you was, it's called Google My Business. And Google has this free resource, and it basically works like a business listing that you would find maybe even in a phone book, or I'm trying to think of some other business directories, and basically any kind of online local directory. So you're going to go to, let's see here, sorry. You're going to go to www.google.com/business, where you can do My Business. Either one works. And I'm just going to show you how to set this up. So you'll go to Start Now, and we're going to make up a business. So let's say we are a dog grooming business, and or maybe just a pet grooming. So maybe we are mobile and we drive to our customer's place, and we'll just call it Snip and Clip to be funny, because it's kind of mean. And you're going to see some other businesses in here that are also called that, but none of those are mine. So United States, and let's just do something here in town, South State Street, Norton. This is, of course, a fake business, but I'm just kind of going through the steps to show you how easy it is. You put your phone number in here. Something I would recommend is maybe looking into if you use your cell phone a lot, and maybe you want most of your business contacts to go to your cell phone number without giving your actual cell phone number away, is to look into a Google Voice number. It will forward to your cell phone. So we're going to call this a pet groomer. There we go. And if you had a website, this is where it's really important, is having your website right there and being able to put it on there, because it will show up very prominently when you search pet groomer for Norton, Kansas, if I wanted to go ahead and go through this. So I want you to look at this. This is kind of important. I deliver goods and services to my customers at their location. So in this case, this is a mobile pet groomer that goes to their clients and grooms their dogs, or maybe clips their birds' nails, or clips their wings, those sorts of things. So they would go to their business, or to their clients, sorry. Deliver goods and services to my customers. Yes. And what that does is it keeps your your address that you're going to have. What's important here is, let's say you use your home address. It would keep your address not visible online. So if you are working from home, this is very important right here. But if you're a brick and mortar place, you would hit no, because you want them to go to your business. So we'll hit continue. And then the next thing you're going to get is, I deliver goods and services to my customers at their location. Yes. And then you can click where that is. So you can drill down to a certain city, or maybe within a 90-mile radius. Maybe you're willing to travel that much, and you hit, I also serve customers at my business address. Now, if that's no, you just leave that unchecked. If you're a brick and mortar and do a little bit both, maybe you're a cake business. I'm thinking of a particular cake business, and they deliver, as well as people can come and pick up their cakes at their business. So you would check that box, but I'm just going to leave that unchecked. You hit continue. And it's going to show all your information. You're going to make sure that's correct. You can go back if you need to edit. And you say, I am authorized to manage this business, and I agree to the terms of the service. You would hit continue. And then this is the very last step. So it's asking to send where to send your verification code. This is how Google verifies that you are a legitimate business. So if you'll click mail, and it takes about 7 to 10 days, and they will mail you a postcard, and it will go to whatever address is on there. So if you had a home address, in this instance, we were pretending that this was a home address for this mobile business, and this card would come in, you'd open it up, it'd have a PIN number, and then you would enter it in here. I'm going to go switch the screen back around if I can. Maybe it won't let me. I am so sorry. So I'm having some technical difficulties with live stream. Apparently Facebook live stream doesn't work the way some other softwares do work, so I will make note of that in the future when I'm doing live streams, so that I can switch between a live view, so where I'm looking at you and talking with you, to switching around so I can give you a little tutorial. But I'll put this all together in one nice little video so that you can go through and understand what I'm talking about. This is a great way to really boost your business and find it online. It's free. There's no cost to it. Like I said, after you enter all that information into the Google My Business, I'll put that link in the video once I've put it all together. And once that's all done and you go through that process, then you can go back and go back in there and add pictures, add your logo, add your business hours. I would flip the screen and do that again, but I know I'm going to have to end the live stream. So I may go back and just do a little video to show you what your Google business listing will actually look like what fields you have to fill out. But it's very flexible, and Google uses it to verify that, say if you have a website, it uses it to make sure that that's a good website. You know, Google has to decipher through all these websites that are phony, and so when you're putting new content onto Google Plus and your Google My Listing and then verifying it with your website URL in there, you're really boosting your chances of getting seen, especially on a local search. And that's what we're trying to do here, especially for those small businesses in a community like ours, which is a rural community. To get found, you really want to make sure that you're using Google My Business Listing and making sure that you have up-to-date information on there. For our community, we've only had, I mean, the Google cars came through to do, you know, the Street View mapping. I believe they came through in 2010. So a lot of the business fronts have changed, a lot of the photos, I mean, if you look at them, everything, there's a lot of the downtown area that has changed quite a bit. And so one way to kind of get around that and make sure that, you know, you don't have this really bad picture of your business on showing up as first thing on Google when they look up your business in whatever town you're in. You want to make sure that you go ahead and upload new pictures, because those will show up when they look for, let's say, a chiropractor in your community. If they look up that name, and then off to the side you'll see a little map and it'll show like a street view. If you have other photos and you've done your homework and added your photos to your Google My Business listing, those will show up instead of that default street view from 2010. And so this is really important. I'm going to show, I'm hoping to use Mondays as a good way to just give some little tips to small businesses. I don't like Mondays, and so one thing that I do love to do is help small businesses grow. And so that's my hope, is to have something on Mondays to look forward to, is interacting with you and sharing what I know and what I've learned through owning a small business in a rural community, and kind of sharing those tips and tricks. There's a lot of really great free options. There's some paid options too, to getting your business more visible online. But this is one of those really easy, quick, free ways to get your business visible. So, hey there, Karen. I see you. KB's Smokehouse. Man, it's been a little while. I haven't had KB's Smokehouse. I like this. It's nice to see people there. So, Karen, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you have your Google My Listing up to date, or do you use that? Is that something that you use? All right, awesome, for sure. So it's so easy. I mean, it's kind of like setting up your Facebook business page, basically. You just upload some pictures and put your website in there. And if you're in Lawrence, you need to get some of Karen's Smokehouse barbecue. It's so good. Oh, for sure, no. No, I don't know. Maybe she has it up today. I don't know. Anyhow, so I see Brenna has joined. There's a fellow classmate of mine. That's good to see you. I know you have a small business as well. I don't use that. Oh, okay. No problem. Well, it's just something that once you set it, you can kind of set it and forget it. The Google My Listing, it's really easy. You know, it's not a big deal. I like to use it because it's kind of hard to get found as a website designer here in my little community. I mean, unless people actually know me. So people from out of town may not know that there's a web designer here. And so when they go to Google and hit web designer Norton, Kansas, it will show up Hailstorm Press. So definitely something to keep in mind. And I think you can, like if you were in Karen's position, if she wanted to share maybe a menu, I think there are some options. I mean, at the very least, you could take a picture of it and add that picture of your menu to the Google listing. But I do think there is an option for menus for restaurants, but I'm not 100% on that. And also, Google does have what's called Google Local Guides, and I get some likes there. Hey, if you are a Google Local Guide, and anyone can be, it's really easy. There's a little app you can put on your phone, and you can review local businesses and share your pictures. And then there's kind of like a reward system. You know, they have these freebie sorts of things. But it's really nice if you're a small business and you're wanting to get found, to encourage local guides to come to your business and take pictures and give reviews and things like that, because that just helps your business be found on Google even more. You know, when you have good ratings, you know, of course that helps too. So definitely check into Google Local Guides and Google My Business. Those are two great free resources that will really help you with like the #1 search engine. I mean, whenever I go anywhere, I don't know if you're like me, but the first things if I'm going to a new place, like I Google coffee shops and usually like a brewery. So those are kind of my vices there. And, you know, any new town. So recently I went to Madison, Wisconsin for a trip, and I use Google. And so, of course, I'm looking up coffee shops and looking up if they're in close proximity. And then I'm also looking at their ratings. So using Google, I use a lot of Google ratings. I use that maybe over Facebook unless I know friends of mine on Facebook have been to a place, and then I'll look at their review on there. But Google reviews are actually pretty important because that's where, if that's your search engine, you want to make sure that you're seen on Google and that your reviews are being seen on Google. So definitely keep that in mind. Encourage your customers, your loyal fans to go ahead and write a review for you on your Google My Listing, or, you know, under that. I think for every place that's out there, even if you don't use Google My Listing, you can still write a review for that location. This is a way for you to take over that location by using Google My Listing. So if you're a small business owner, don't miss out on this. It's free. So I will be doing this again. I'm in Norseman Brewing Company, Tuesday through Saturday. Ah, awesome. I've heard about that place. That's really cool. It's a new brewery. I've heard, actually I met with the brewers not that long ago. So that's really cool. I love checking in with people I haven't seen in a little while. That's a lot of fun. What else? I guess I'm going to continue to do this on Mondays because I hate Mondays, and so why not do something that I enjoy doing, which is sharing tips and tricks and teaching. And so I'm going to be doing this every Monday over the noon hour, and hopefully give you guys some some ideas to think about, some simple ways that you can help your business grow. What would you like to hear? Yes, they're Karen. Okay, sorry, I'm backing up here. I'm reading some of Karen's comments here. So I currently use WordPress for my website. What is your opinion of that? Great question. So I do a lot of my websites right now are on WordPress, but I am switching over to Squarespace, and I like them both. They both have their merits. So WordPress is very flexible. If you want to do something different with your website, or you want to add different things to it, different plugins, if you need a lot of functionality, if you need a lot of creative, just to make it look different and things like that. If that's really important to you, it's a great platform to use. I find for me, and especially in teaching other people how to use their website, and especially to manage the upkeep, Squarespace is much easier. And so it does cost a little bit more, but then when you figure in how much time you have to spend making sure all your plugins are up to date, and making sure everything's working correctly, and I feel like Squarespace is so much user friendly. And so that's what I'm actually getting ready to switch Hailstorm Press, which is on a WordPress website right now. I found that it was just too much. I feel like it's easier to update more frequently on Squarespace. So I'm getting ready to switch over to Squarespace. So that's my opinion on WordPress. There's some websites that I will not move. There's one website that is a directory. And so we're talking, it has a huge database. And in that instance, I feel like it's better to use WordPress just because it has a lot more functionality to it. I can, working with a lot of data, it's very useful for that, and sorting and putting a lot of things together. So But if I was a small shop, well, like my business, it's not very big. I definitely feel like if I can use it and like it and I understand it pretty quickly, that's huge for me. It may look, you know, a lot of the Squarespace websites are very simple and clean looking, and I personally like that. So that's not a big deal to me as far as looking, you know, very minimalist in style. That's okay. And so that's what I like to use. Trying to think of what else. If you're still with me, be sure to comment on any other questions you may have if you're watching the rebroadcast of this, or if you missed it. Like I said, I had to do this in pieces. I had to put this video together in pieces, but I did. You'll be able to go back and actually see the tutorial of the screen, and it'll show you how to set up your actual business listing on Google. I did do that. It's like in the second video now that's posted live. So I hope this was useful for you. Join me next time. I'm also, I've made a group called Small Biz Impact, and I'm going to be having all these videos in that spot, and then it's going to be just a group that anyone can chime in and share their tips or share their struggles with being a small business owner, and we can all help each other out. So that's my goal, is to be of service. I love small business. I've started my business 3 years ago, and I'm super excited about it, and I get really excited about seeing other businesses get started and growing. So be sure to check out the link on Hailstorm Press for the group Small Biz Impact, and I hope to see you there. That's where I'll be continuously posting all these videos. I mean, they'll be on Hailstorm Press, but it's easier to find there. And let me know what you want to know next. Is it Facebook? Is it email marketing? Is it lead pages? I don't know. Is it just general print marketing? So Karen, yes, absolutely. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad to hear it was helpful. That's what it's all about. So love you guys. We'll see you next time.